Yeah, basically I'm looking at a weekly chart here. I think really the only thing that really stands out from a weekly perspective is that we've returned back to the ascending 2020 trend line. And the second important thing is that we're still well above the 50-week simple moving average, which is in stark contrast to a lot of cryptocurrencies out there that are either hanging on the edge of the moving average or are stuck below the moving average. So this puts Ethereum in a more in a timely position versus other cryptocurrencies, and I think it's more constructive. Turning to the daily chart, things get a little bit clearer in terms of what levels to look at. Really, Ethereum has reached my profit target. A few days ago, I don't know if it was on the 19th or the 18th, I talked about a rebound materializing from the support level here of the descending triangle, and that the area to watch was the 200-day moving average intersection with the ascending trend line from 2020. We reached that. Now it becomes an issue of whether there's enough momentum behind this particular rebound to extend and close above that intersection of resistance. If that's the case, then we can look at the 50-day moving average and then up into this level here, which is about 2,400, and then finally the upper trend line of the descending triangle. But at this point, it really is a prove it moment for Ethereum. The easy part of the early gain is over. We're up at this trifecta of resistance associated with the February high, the 200-day moving average, and the ascending trend line. On the downside, it should be limited once again to this horizontal line, the ascending triangle. I think if weakness does extend below there, it shouldn't get any worse than the 2018 high, which is around 1430. So at this point, I wouldn't be chasing it. I'd use weakness to buy, or use a daily close above the 50 for a short trade to the upper trend line of the descending triangle. I'm done.
Okay, interesting. For me, I think I agree with Sheldon when he said that the uptrend is kind of coming to an end, so due to the confluence of the 200-day moving average and the 2020 or 2018 trend line. I think the same is going to happen here with Ethereum, mainly because a lot of altcoins are flashing a sell signal on a 6-hour chart. And just 1 second, let me just. Right. So even Ethereum on the 6-hour chart is flashing a sell signal. So I expected Ethereum to sweep this high and then go lower, but it's extended it here. So there could be a possibility where it goes higher and tries to make an equal high over here before it comes down, or it could just proceed from down here. And as for the retracement, I'm expecting it to go down up to at least 1853, which kind of coincides with this swing low over here, right? Or in some cases, it could even reverse at the 50 fib, which is 1900, right? So typically, I'm going to be looking at 1900 or 1850 for a reversal point for Ethereum. As for the upside target, I'm looking for it to sweep the highs over here, which is 2174, and eventually tag the 50 fib at approximately 2300. Right? In some cases, we might even get to see Ethereum at 2460, which would effectively sweep all the buy stops resting above these swing highs over here. Right? So quickly, I'm looking at something like this on a lower time frame. Right, to minimize my downside potential, I would probably just put my stop losses below this. Right, so this is what I'm looking at for Ethereum in the coming week or so. Yeah, not a lot happening on the on-chain perspective as well here. There's almost equal amounts of underwater investors and in the money investors over here. So it's really which side comes out on the top if it bulls or bears. And yeah, so there's no threat of any massive pullbacks from an on-chain perspective. The 365-day moving average shows that a sell-off could happen if it hits around 28% or maybe even 26%, right? But right now, I don't see any major signs of a sell-off. So I'm not overly bearish for it to come down here and break the low, probably even come down here. So this is the reason why my stop losses are so tight. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at for ETH.